You want to know what is probably the most important thing in all of life? It's courage. You've probably heard this quote before: Fortune favors the bold. It's absolutely true. Let me tell you a story about me and how courage kind of helped me discover something about myself. So when I was in second year, or before second year of my undergraduate degree, I I had just finished a very difficult course in calculus. And I had the option to either continue, take the second edition of that course where it just gets harder, or I had the option to drop down to an easier continuation. And I got my butt kicked in that first class. And so I had set my mind on just dropping down and saying, you know what? I'm not required to continue in this hard stream, so whatever. I'm going to make my life easier and just do the easier version. And then over the summer, I had already registered for the class. I already made up my mind. And one of my friends, who was 1 year ahead of me, he told me that the course that I decided not to take was his favorite course of all time. It was just the most interesting and the most brain expanding course that he's ever taken. And he recommended that I take it, obviously. And I was scared. I was very scared to take it, honestly. I had, not PTSD, but I just had flashbacks of some of the homeworks and exams, and it was not good. But I had a moment where I was like, I'm only going to have this choice to make once in my life. It's either I decide to take the harder one or I decide to take the easier one. And then inspiration struck and I said, okay, worst case scenario, I just do horribly and I drop down to the easier one and then life goes on. But I committed myself 100%, right? It took courage to say, yeah, I'm going to willingly walk myself into this class that I was horribly afraid of. It's little brother. And now I'm getting into the ring with a big brother. But actually, it's that commitment, the commitment to enter the battlefield, that motivated me to give it my all. And I did. Right? Even before the class even started, I was studying the material, reading books on okay, how do I make sure I don't just drown immediately? And I started the class. I was scared from day one. I was terrified. But it turns out that all of the prep that I did wonders for me. And I ended up not just passing the class, but doing very, very well in the class. And at the end of it, I was so happy, so happy that the younger version of myself said, you only live this experience once. Just have the courage to do the thing that is most rewarding, the thing that is difficult, the thing that will be most rewarding. It's scary. Have courage. This is just a simple example. Taking a class that's hard, who cares? But apply this to more difficult areas of your life, like moving to a different city, starting a project of some kind. There's probably something in your life where you don't enjoy and you have ideas of things that you would rather be doing. That takes a lot more courage to completely shift your life. But I think maybe practicing small, courageous acts will help you muster up bigger courage. It's very important.